Well, it's Uncommon Fossil. Today I am excited to be presenting another Xatu deck. This is a Xatu deck with Mismagius and the one of the Mimikyus. It's a modification of the earlier spread deck. One of the comments in the deck said, hey, they thought the Mismagius was better. And I said, okay, took that as an idea. Let me give it a try. So the Mismagius, in terms of the spread attack, is better. Eerie Voice puts for 1 energy, puts 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's putting them on it, so Manaphy doesn't stop it. Really good there. And it hits the active as well. The one of them did put 20 damage to each of the bench. This hits the active too, so better. And it's got Spiteful Magic ability. If this Pokemon has full HP, it's knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon. Put 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So that's really good too. So the damage builds up much faster. The downside, it's a stage 1, it's an evolution. So that's the negative. The others were basic attackers, which included Ditto for versatile. Here, since we're playing the evolution, just keeping the attacker simple. So the other attacker is Mimikyu, just 2 copies of this, a 3/3 line of the Mismagius. The Mimikyu is the second attacker. This is the big damage, but you got to get things set up first. Worst gift does for 2 energies, does 10 damage for each damage counter on all your opponent's Pokemon. So get things spread around and put that extra 80 damage from your Mismagius getting knocked out. And Mimikyu will come in and finish off the high HP Pokemon, the multi-prizers. That's what we're doing to help get the numbers set up. We play Radiant Alakazam. We can attack, and the Mind Rule attack's not bad, though. 20 for each card they have in hand for 2 energy. If your opponent gets a big hand, Mind Ruler is really good. But Painful Spoons is why it's here. You move 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another, so setting up those knockouts of those low HP Pokemon in particular, or getting a big multi-prizer ready to get knocked out too. And then a 4/4 Xatu line. This is the engine, and I'm really enjoying it. Clairvoyant Sense ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, you draw 2 cards. So the ability of Shadow Rider identically, but you don't really want to attack with it. 80 for 3 is not a good attack, but a very nice ability. A retreat cost of 1, so even if you get gusted up, you can just retreat out of it. So that's nice. We can attack with everything, so Snorlax Stall shouldn't be a problem. All right, because even if you have to attack with Xatu, doing 80 per turn isn't bad at all. So getting into the energies, 12 basic Psychic Energy, that's what we need to accelerate. That's what we need to pay the attack cost, so Psychic Energies it is. All right, so I've been messing around with the trainers, and I've settled on a list that I do think is pretty good. One Hisuian Heavy Ball. We just might need to read an Alakazam, a Mimikyu, whatever we need to get from the prizes. Get that 1 card out of the prizes. 4 Level Ball. Get all the basics except for the Radiant Alakazam, and we can also get the Mismagius, because that is a 90 HP, so Level Ball is really good in this deck. Let's see, the other Pokemon, we have Fog Crystal, can get a basic Psychic Pokemon or a basic Psychic or a Psychic Energy, so that's really nice and versatile. 3 Artisans, search your deck for a non-rule box Pokemon, put it onto your bench, like that in the deck, and then 4 Ultra Balls. That's what we need to get the Natu. Natu being 100 HP is really annoying. It's just one more, 10 beyond Level Ball searchable, but not much more HP payout, so that's a bit unfortunate there. All right, so getting back to the list. Tulip, which actually does get us Pokemon and energy as well, but this is our supporter. We play 2 copies. Any combination of up to 4 Psychic Pokemon and basic Psychic Energy from the discard pile into your hand. Very, very nice there. 1 Pal Pad just to get things back. Maybe the Pal Pad gets cut. I probably could do that for another card. That's something to keep in mind. 3 Boss. Boss is really good. We're spreading. We need to boss up and control the action. Sometimes slow down your opponent with it. 4 Iono is just really good disruption, as well as getting cards in hand. 1 Technical Machine, the Devolution one. So you devolve your opponent's Pokemon by 1 card. For rare candy decks, it's obviously very damaging. The rest of the time, it's not very useful. 2 Super Rods, 2 Cynthia's Ambition. This is the latest included. I just want a little more draw in it. Considered Research too, which would be an option, but you're getting knocked out a decent amount as a single prize deck. So you draw till 5 in hand, but if your Pokemon was knocked out last turn, you draw till 8 in hand. So that's a nice little draw thing. And I like the Ultra Ball, like I said. So that's the 60, and let's take a look and see what it can do on the ladder. All right, let's get a nice game to show this deck off. I am liking this list. It's pretty good. I'm not certain that it's a better list than the single prize list, in theory, it's got the potential to be better. That is certainly true. Obviously, you can make adjustments to the list. Did I optimize the 60 or not? That's its own debate too. You can let me know in the comments below about that. Mismagius attack is really great though, as well as the ability. So it does set up the Mimikyu nicely. I think all right. So I'll set up the Misdreavus. That's what I'm doing. So I was going to say I think that's what I'm doing, but no, that is what I'm doing because I have done it. There is no doubt about it. Might be doubt whether that was the right play or not, but that is the play I chose to make. Could have sent up the Mimikyu instead. It can attack turn 1, confuses your opponent, but if it's assuming it's an evolution Pokemon, just evolve out of that confusion. We'll see what I'm up against. And of course, Mimikyu's 2 for its main attack, and its main attack isn't useful till I've used the Mismagius. So hopefully the Mismagius, this Misdreavus, I can attach and it survives. Right? That's kind of. I'm going second. That's a decent starting hand there, for sure. They shouldn't have benched Squawkabilly. You just because they're going first, right? Just in case they're like okay, because this Squawkabilly potential is a liability here with spread and eventually taking out that Squawkabilly or just placing damage on the Squawkabilly. See what happens here, right? So anyway, this is a tricky matchup. It's not an unwinnable matchup. These two getting to one, I kind of going to be two-shotting. They'll be one-shotting. I'll be two-shotting. They're going to take prizes on their take a prize on their second turn and their third turn, and then I take 2 prizes on my third turn. So I'm playing catch-up. So at some point, I have to jump them, right? I had a game like this before. I ended up losing a large part because, I may have made mistakes. That's always possible. But my Radiant Alakazam was prized, and I didn't get access to it for a long time. And therefore, I couldn't get, made it harder to get the one-shots on the big Pokemon, made it harder. I couldn't jump them. I needed to get that multi-prize turn to get ahead in the prize race, and I couldn't get that. That's what it came down to. I just couldn't get, just need to, at some point, move a damage counter onto the Morpeko or something. So a solid turn for them. Okay. I could put them to sleep. I don't really know that I want to, though, right? I'll get another Misdreavus into play, I think. Putting them to sleep or confusing them seems of... Oh, that was a mistake, wasn't it? I should have got a Natu, right? Should have got a Natu. Okay, so anyway... let's see what I draw into. All right, that kind of saves me a bit. I can get the Natu down, and I pass, and we'll see what happens. It's not the worst it's not the worst first turn, but look, my first turn was worse than theirs first turn, and I used a supporter. So in that regard, it's not good, right? I have the, potentially, look, I need to Mismagius next turn. That's what needs to happen, though. So that's why getting the 2 Misdreavuses down is important. I have to Mismagius, period, right? So at some point, they can attack with Mimikyu, with Morpeko, take the knockout, move off the energies. It's not bad for them. That's actually a very nice play for them. Because I'm the turn behind, I don't have any damage down this turn yet. Obviously, I could gust up the Squawkabilly or something like that. Just make them use 1 extra card, 1 extra resource. That might be the play I'm making too. It's not the greatest play in the world, but just trying to slow them down. Right now, the Mimikyu that's immune to EXs and Vs is certainly an option. Obviously, the Morpeko hits through that. And it does buy me a turn or two in games like this potentially. But honestly, I don't develop my board state so much in the process too, so I don't love it. Okay, so I'm going to need to hit something off the Xatu. I need to hit a Mismagius, and then I gust and I hope. It's pretty simple that way. I gust and I hope. But I've got to, first I hope I hit the Mismagius. All right, Tulip, which doesn't do me any good. So I will use my ability. Let's see what happens here. Oh, well, that's That's nice. All right, so I want to... Do I want to Iono? Or do I want to... I think I want Iono. I need to get my board set up better. Whoops, sorry. Bumped the microphone with my finger. All right, well, let me get down another Misdreavus, which is good for me there. Let me bench another Natu. I want to attach somewhere. I'm going to attach to the Misdreavus because I'm probably I'm going to probably Misdreavus again this next turn is my guess. I didn't fully calculate it out, so 200. If they not hit into me, it depends, right? If actually, I will one-shot the Roaring Moon. Oh well, I will take out the Roaring Moon in one attack onto it directly, right? If they had hit into me with a Mimikyu, so maybe I should have. Maybe I made a mistake there. I might have, right? Because the Mimikyu 80. I'm pretty sure, because then 1, 2, 4. So there's 6, 120 plus 80. So it's doing like 200 damage. And yeah, the 80 gets them down to 190. So I do take out either of these Roaring Moons, even the one with the capsule. What is it called again? Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. I wish when you hovered over the tool, it would show it to you. So I made a mistake. I should have accelerated to the Mimikyu. I'm going to send the Mimikyu up because I want to one-shot him, assuming they don't rope me. If they rope me, of course, things change for sure. So I'm weak. They left, my stadium gets to stay in play, so that part's okay. I need to hit energy. Yeah, I need to hit energy. So I misplayed. I should have accelerated to the Mimikyu, and I didn't. And you know what? I'm just going to concede at this point because that was a terrible mistake. I don't know if I would have won the game, but I took myself out of the game with that misplay there. So, yeah, I didn't do the calculation. It was close, right? I'm pretty sure I was on the safe side of getting the knockout, but I didn't do the calculation before in my head, and I lost that game. All right, hopefully get a nice game to show things off. Hopefully I don't make the big mistake like I did the last game. It wasn't a guaranteed win the last game, but I did have the opportunity, the potential to win that game for sure, and I made a significant misplay on my turn, and that kind of took me out of contention is what I would say. All right. Hopefully things get going quicker too, because watching a game where things take a long time, it's not fun for me playing, and it's not fun for you watching. All right, going first, which is what I want, but of course that means my opponent wants to go second, so we'll see what happens here, right? And I'm taking a mulligan. A lot of energy. 12 energy is more, it's a solid number. I've played it with less for sure. 2 mulligans. Well, that's a lot of mulligans for this deck. Okay. So I will. It's tricky. What do I do? I mean, I'm going to put up the Misdreavus. Hopefully they can't knock it out. That's what needs to happen. If they're playing Water Sleeves, Palkia, okay. They are playing a water deck. It seems to me like you usually want to. All right, so I'm going to get down another Misdreavus. And I'm going to attach the active. I have the Iono. This is a nice hand to have. This is a very good hand. So, end turn. I have potential. Even if things go badly for me, I have a chance. Right now, they got 2 extra cards, the 2 extra mulligans, the 2 mulligans I took. So that's a big plus. Maybe it'll come clear to me why they wanted to go second in this deck. Okay, so Calamitous Snowy Mountain. Okay. All right, Adventurous Discovery, search for 3 Vs. So let's see what else they have. Alolan Vulpix. Ooh, but I think I'm okay with that. I think Alolan Vulpix, I am a rule box Pokemon. I mean, I have an ability. They're immune to rule box, to Pokemon with abilities, but I think it's probably from damage, right? So this has gone very nicely for me. very nicely. So I want to play this down. I want to, let's think here. I want to make sure I can attack. So I'm going to, and I want to Iono actually, right? Because I have the energy attached already. So let me grab my Mismagius. Good. I like that. I obviously would love to get my second one evolved too, so that if they rope, I can do that. I don't think the Alolan Vulpix will be immune to me at the end of the day, but we will find out. Okay. That's a nice supporter too. All right. Let me think here. I want to get down. I want another Natu down. Or maybe. I'm going to bench a Mimikyu. Get energy on Mimikyu, because Mimikyu is... He's nasty once he gets going. We know that, right? So do I want to... All right, I have an energy for next turn, too. I like that. Energy is always good. So let me get down another Natu, right? I think that's what I said I wanted. Yeah, another Natu. And then I leave that last bench space for Radiant Alakazam, potentially. I'm going to evolve here. Evolve this Mismagius, so if they rope me, they still take the damage. I'm going to sit on this energy because... I don't need to attach it. I don't know where I want it, and I want to... Oh, wait. What's that? Yeah, so that's okay. I guess that's because of the ability. I don't have another Xatu. I was confused by that arrow there, right? So, which I assume the status effect is... Yeah. So they probably can only hit into me with full HP. They probably don't have the ability to place damage. Look, now Radiant Greninja is bad, and I dropped the Mana Sheet from the deck, and I haven't recorded the... No, I did record a deck intro already. So Avery, I'll lose the Natu. But I get them back with Tulip, but I can't evolve them next turn. So Avery, they might keep Averying me, and that's going to be annoying because I really do want a big deck. Kingler. Okay. I don't remember exactly what he does, but that's not going to work. I don't think Rocky Helmet, right? Because I place damage. I don't damage. All right, so they flip heads. Okay, they're just looking to accelerate energy. So they're not. So the tails, they failed there. Failing is good for me. Let's see. I want to get down another something. I'll get down another Natu. And if they want to thin my bench down again, so be it. I'm not going to stress out over it. All right, so 2 energies. So let me get one onto the Mimikyu, and then I have one to attach as well to the Mismagius, right? Okay, very nice. It's going well. No need to use the Tulip, and I have Cynthia's Ambition. Yeah, no, I don't think I need to get down... I don't think I need this going, right? Don't think I do. So I'll just keep banging. I could have gone for the... could have dug for the Radiant Alakazam. No, I could not have, right? I think I played the Natu that turn. All right, so Candace. All right, so Crabominal V as well. Okay, so going to be... they're going to make life tough on me. That's what I'm going to say. Prevent all damage done. So again, I'm placing damage. Oh, but it does stop the Mimikyu. So the Mimikyu's not going to get through him. So I got to keep that in mind. No, that's okay. The Mimikyu doesn't have an ability, right? It's just Pokemon with an ability. And I can always retreat too. So, okay. I'm just keep spreading damage here. I might want to try to get the Radiant Alakazam into play as well, right? Let me think here. I think I'll wait on the Tulip. Maybe I'm just gonna Iono at this point. I think I'm gonna Iono. I'd like to get the Radiant Alakazam down. I still want to preserve some resources. Well, that's not terrible. I think I want to get him down first, right? So I like to accelerate to him because he is a nice. So get rid of an Iono. I'll ditch an energy. I kind of like the energy, but, you know, it's all right. At least I hope it's all right, you know. I'd love to get a second Xatu down as well, but you know, you wanna have a target for the energy acceleration ideally too. Okay, that's not terrible. So I have boss, I have Iono, just getting these damage counters building up. That's the nice thing. So now they're going to start coming after me. 120, 180. Okay, great ball. Failed there. Okay, so I can obviously gust up the Kingler, but I don't know. I mean, having him there from attacks, but again, so that'll affect the Mimikyu. That will affect the Mimikyu. All right, the Starmie, 60, 160, so 160. So I'm pretty sure I want the kickback happening. I want that damage kickback. So 60, 100, 160. You still take your damage. So now I blow you up super easy, right? Super easy. So I'm going to send up the Mimikyu. I can boss up whatever I want here, actually, right? I think, right? So you're doing, what, 220? So what do I want to take out? I think I want to take out something. I think I kind of want to take out the Palkia, right? The Vulpix HP is... So I'm going to gust up the Palkia. I don't... So you're doing 220. You are at 160. I'll get down another Misdreavus. All right, so you're at 220, right? So you're going to damage me by, what, 20, right? Okay, that's fine. So let me move. I'll get some damage onto the Starmie. Why not? Just start, get things spread around. There might be a better target. I'm not positive. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake there. Look, I get the knockout. That's the big thing. Mimikyu takes damage, but I take the prize lead. Obviously, having damage spread around is generally good. I could be trying to concentrate damage on somebody. Let's see, did I make a mistake? Maybe I did. Maybe I should have put on the Vulpix because of the Vulpix. No, that's okay. So, well, that's pretty good. This is actually very nice there. So he's gonna put 20 on everybody. Okay, that's nice for sure. I'm liking that. That's pretty. Well, let me see what I have here. Anything? So one Xatu, two bosses. So I only have one. So I only have my one boss, and I have a Pal Pad. Okay, so that's really good to know. Pokemon. I'd like to get. Yeah. Okay. So let me play the Tulip. I want to get a Mimikyu. Oh, I want some energies, right? As well. So I need a Xatu and a Mismagius. Xatu, Mismagius. And I want a Mimikyu, right? Probably a Mimikyu in deck, though, right? So I'm going to make that. I'm going to ditch the Mimikyu, get the energy to accelerate. Hopefully that's correct. Hopefully the Mimikyu is in deck. I didn't check on that first. So let me make that play. Is the Mimikyu there? Yes. Good. I want to start powering you up. I can evolve you. I can evolve you. So this is really a nice situation here. Just getting everything I want going. So, okay, good. Just getting all my attackers set up, right? So the Radiant Alakazam cannot hit into the Vulpix after it's attacked. So that's something important to keep in mind as well. I'm going to attach here. So if they attack with the Vulpix next turn, they are knocked out. I'm going to move from the bench to the other bench guy, right? Plus he is lower in HP. The Starmie, he cannot evolve. Not sure. So I will just attack now. So 20 on all of them. You're at 80. So if you hit into me, you are knocked out. Now that reduces the damage that's in play, of course. That's the bad part, but I still want to take the knockout. Right? So now if they attack, they lose the Pokemon. But if they, if they attack with someone else, I have a ton of damage on board because the damage on the Vulpix, and I just send up the Mimikyu because that's already, it's 160 just by the Vulpix. So that probably, so we'll see what they do. They might, I'm not sure what they're going to do, right? They're not in a great spot. This game has started quite nicely for me so far. I think I'm making the right decisions. These decks are always a little bit tricky. So boss, they're going to take out the Mimikyu, I'm guessing. I do have the rod in hand, so that's nice. Right, so I want to get a Mimikyu onto the bench for sure. Okay, so I can't use my Painful Spoons ability. That's a good play by them, for sure. A good play. I full props to that. I can, though, take the knockout this turn if I want to. So I'm going to rod these guys back, and let's see, I have two, get an energy back. That's the play there. I want to, I want to Iono or something like that. That's one of those questions I have. So I want to get Mimikyu onto the bench. Let's think here. Do I want to gust somebody up too? That's one of my questions, right? I think I want a Pal Pad, right? I'm down to only have one boss, right? So I want to get that guy back into the deck. I think I'm going to Pal Pad. The Tulip could be good too, right? And I want to Fog Crystal here. Grab an energy. Accelerate it to the Mimikyu. I could switch. I mean, I have plenty of options here. I might Iono this turn. It gives him a bigger hand, though. So that's kind of nice, too. All right, so let me think here. So I want to, okay, so I'm going to bump your stadium. I'm going to draw a bunch of cards. That's what I'm going to do. Oh wait, I meant to place the exhibition. I want that back. Oh well. Okay, so that's okay too. Do I want to take out the active, or do I want to? All right, Tulip for next turn. So I want to move the damage around. Is what I'm thinking, right? So I want to move it off the active. I have 100 around here now, right? 120. So I could take, it takes him out. Do I want to retreat? Do I want to retreat and just do the takedown? You know what? I'm going to take the prizes here. This might be a mistake. I will attach. Just get him ready to go. Do 260. So, I burned an energy by my indecision at the start, and was that the right call? I'll try to think that through. I need a boss. So there was a 50-50 chance of hitting a boss there, right? If I had boss, then I kind of had, look, they're going to knock out my active. That's what's going to happen. All right. That's fine. I have Mismagius. But then I've got a Mimikyu for the win after that, right? I have another Mimikyu in deck. I have Level Ball to get it. I can get energy onto it with the hand I have right now. So they're going to devolve. Okay. So they just thinned out the devolution. They could have devolved, but it wouldn't really be very effective, right? Okay, so I will first grab the Mimikyu. So I think I have knockout, right? He's at 150. No, and at there, yeah. And he's at 150 HP, and I have 70 and 80. I believe I have knockout here, so I believe this is game coming up here. So, but let's see. So I will grab. Oh, puts damage on me. Okay, but I'm not going to knock myself out, so that's okay. My last energy in deck. So I will accelerate, and it is attaching from hand. That's the way it's phrased, right? I've had that issue before, so I missed that, but 80, 70, 150, you should give me the knockout. I hope you do, because I'm counting on you now. I am counting on you to come through, and boom, that's what I needed. All right, there we go. So deck worked out very nicely. My opponent was playing tanky Pokemon. They kept the bench small, which was good on their part. Kept me, and the last two prizes were the bosses, which I obviously would have liked to get one of those sooner. But it didn't matter, right? But by keeping the bench small, it meant less damage counters in play. Keeping the bench small with tanky Pokemon was a good strategy. Obviously, the Vulpix wasn't, unfortunately, that ability. Or the effect on the Vulpix attack didn't help him. So a good build here. I'm happy with the list. If I was gonna change it, what would I do? The technical machine, I went down to 1 instead of 2, and maybe I'd drop it entirely for this list, because the other list was a little more tricky and technical. This one's more straightforward. I think that I have enough Pokemon recovery, so I might drop the Devolution, add something in, but a good 60. Certainly encourage you to give it a try. Take care.